Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast and today's episode 118. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how to attract love, how to align into this oneness that love and alignment and union will happen, and also what role we have with your twin flame. How do you align with them? How do you get into union? And why did you even meet your twin flame right now, right here, and why is it so painful? Love is something that transcends in time and space. As we know, we can love people that are no longer here as humans, but we still love them, despite the fact that they might not be here. Or love is something we cannot control. It's not something you will think of, I will love this person now, or I will feel this way right now. Love is something we haven't invented, and we don't know what it is exactly and where it comes from, but when it comes, it feels like you own the whole world. And when it goes, it can break you apart. But today I want to talk about one of the things of why love is the answer for everything, how you can attract this love, and how you can attract the union. But I'm going to tell you immediately, it's not from the mind. You can attract the love energetically, and everything that is inside of you will reflect on your 3D. And that's very important. Take that with the first thing of understanding, especially if you are on a twin flame journey. Because attracting love, especially unconditional love, I'm talking of unconditional love. And I see this over and over and over again, where we are having a moment where we haven't heard from our twin flame, or the life is keep on coming at us, and we kind of give up on this. We kind of don't want to believe in it, but I don't recommend you to do so, because love is the answer and love is the manifestator. And I see this, that sometimes people get lost in the communications of, yeah, that's not true, that's not real, and they no longer know. Another day, I was channeling, and there was a message for me of saying, isn't that interesting that those who put in the work one day see the results, and those who started with them, but they had something inside of them which said, no, I don't want to do this, I don't believe in this, it's not real, and they see, wow, it happened to them. Only if I would have continued, it would have happened to me too. Choose your path of love wisely. Choose the people around you wisely. Choose the communication around you wisely. And open your heart, even though it's going to be painful. So right now, when we dive into the deep topic of unconditional love and why did you meet your twin flame and how you can attract this, I want to say a couple of things. Actually, number one thing is, we just had one person who cannot join us for the Costa Rica due to some problems. If you wish to come and you have a possibility to come now on 25th of February till 2nd of March in Costa Rica, write me right now. If you feel that this is the sign for you, 8, because today's episode is 118, if you feel that infinity, union, is waiting for you, then this is your chance, because something happened in that other person will be for the next time, will see it in another way, and gives you this opportunity. Of course, I wish that men would join us. So if you are my man listener and you see that I want to get into the union. I want to feel what is unconditional love. I want to see all of that. I want to experience all of this through my whole body. That I don't need to seek that outside with my mind anymore. Then you are more than welcome to join us. We do have one man, but I know that it's very difficult to get men on the retreats. Last time we had 2 of them, and one of them it was so beautiful because both of the men, I'm not saying that I don't want women there. Of course, women, you can join other 13 beautiful souls. You are more than welcome. But when we have also man energy, the women start to understand what their twin is going through and what is happening to them. And when one of these men on the last retreat deeply looked into my eyes and said, "You changed my life," I don't take the credit for that. He changed his own life by coming to the retreat. But it was so, like, I felt the vibration. So if any of you would like to join, it just opened up. What a beautiful time to be in Costa Rica when feminine and masculine energies are uniting. So if you can, you have a possibility, and your soul is calling, your soul has been telling you, you need to go there. Then the spot is open right now. Act as soon as possible. And now we go a little bit into a few other things, which I just want to mention before we go into love and unconditional love and opening the heart. There seems to be some AI generated or some fake twin flame YouTube channels that tend to manipulate people. And they tend to later on get you into some kind of a crypto, or they tend to send you some money, or they start talking to you very nicely and kindly, and then they say to you certain things. And until now, I have heard a couple of very terrifying stories where people have lost. And I'm not talking of here 10, 20, 30,000. I'm talking of here 500,000. I talk here hundreds and 200,000s. I really, really want you to make sure, and this is very important, and I've always said that, watch what you consume, watch who you listen to. Whoever is messaging you all the time of telling, do this, your life is gonna change, I'm gonna invest, especially this kind of things, and I love you so much, if you invest more, I will love you and I get your twin back, or any of these things. Just really, 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 if you can, please take this with a grain of salt of realizing there is, don't make that your lesson. Make your lesson to open the heart, which is also very painful. So just keeping that in mind. And yeah, that's what I want to dive into today. And if tomorrow is the Valentine's Day, it's the day of love. And so if that video on YouTube will get 555 likes, so keep your likes going, I will release here on YouTube a free channeling meditation where you can send a message to your twin flame and see what happens. Or to anybody who you love. And so let's go into the what about love? What about unconditional love? And on this journey, whether it's a twin flame journey, whether you are in a soulmate journey, whether you are lonely, and I'm going to say most of us are suffering with loneliness. And there is a reason for that. Why do we suffer with loneliness? Because we have closed our heart. And when we have closed our heart, the fear takes over. So we are alone and we feel afraid. And also because we haven't let the wounds and past traumas to heal. And I'm going to bring it in here also for the fact of your twin flame running from you. Your twin flame is not running from you because of they didn't feel what you felt, or they don't have any of this. The reason is that when we are afraid of something, what do we do normally when we are afraid? When your mind is afraid, just close your eyes for a moment and think along with me. What do you do when you are afraid? Do you go and say, I'm afraid, but I'm still going to do that? Or do you hide and you freeze? We normally hide and freeze. And I had another day that was very interesting. And recently I've got a lot of these things that people tell me that when they touch me, let's say I went to the hairdresser and my hairdresser says to me, wow, when I come near your head, in the crown chakra, my fingers and my hands are shaking and there is so much vibration. And obviously I said, yeah, I'm very sorry about that. It's just because I work a lot with energies. So you are going to feel that, of course. And that's what I'm going to get into the end of this podcast, of talking how important it is to do energy work. Because you attract the energy that is holding inside of you. If you cannot attract love, if you cannot attract wealth, if you cannot attract abundance, if you cannot attract happiness, all of this, then there is something inside of you. And whether you like to hear that or not, you can change everything outside. You can change your clothes, you can change your makeup, your hair and everything. Maybe the way you're going to speak, maybe the way you're going to act. But if there is inside something, you're going to have that reflection. And just coming back to the vibration, often my partner and even I had a massage therapist when I was going through that very, very hard time. I'm jumping a little bit here and there because there is a story in it, because I know when many of you have the Kundalini activated, your body starts acting very weirdly. And mine had very big problems with the blood circulations and my heart. My heart stopped many times. My heart was out of rhythm. And I will talk about this also. I have one episode where you can hear about the physical symptoms, but I will make this Sunday's episode about physical and weird things that are going to happen while you are activated. And my massage therapist later on told to my partner that I can't touch her because when I touch her, I feel so much electricity that I'm vibrating afterwards. I'm just vibrating for hours. And that's a very common thing that I hear, and I'm not apologizing for that, but I always warn people of saying, I work a lot with energies, so you need to ground yourself afterwards. And so, like I said, when we are changing and shifting inside of us, everything will change. And what is the number one lesson on Twin Flame journey? And actually, a number one lesson overall, you just as a Twin Flame, you being blessed. You being blessed of having that activation for your heart, for your Kundalini, life force energy, and union energy through that magical fact that you met that person who activated that. Believe me, not everybody has that chance. And it's painful. Do I wish that to somebody? No, but I do. And so it's going to teach you about unconditional love. And unconditional love means of loving without limitations. Without the need of person to be this way or act this way or being certain ways. It's a love that is just the purest form. And that's why you felt so good, because you got to be yourself around them. And then when they separated from you from this 3D world, you started to question, did I do something wrong? Do I have to change myself? And here is another mistake I'm going to say, how you are not going to attract love in your life. You can attract the person in your life, but definitely not unconditional love. Is that when we start changing ourselves outside, for example, we are trying to put more attractive photos on social media. We are trying to get their attention by looking this and that. or going to the places where we might see them, or we are going to talk about it. Let's say men can do that, women also, but let's say you can start talking about it, how successful you are. You're starting to show your success. For example, you're earning more money and all of that. Believe me, your twin flame doesn't care any of this. And the real love doesn't care any about that. That's why one of my earlier episodes, you can always hear about when I say, don't you have the feeling that you can leave everything behind? Your house, your career, your everything you can leave behind to be with your twin flame, even for 24 hours, under the bridge, or I don't know where, in the forest. Do you remember that? Did you ever have that feeling that I could leave anything behind? If yes, then you experienced unconditional love. But now, when we are in a separation, the fear kicks in. The fear of something really, really, really old. And believe me, it happened to me the same way. I'm not here to tell you that you're doing something wrong. Absolutely not. The reason of this podcast is to open your eyes and also guide you to the way of understanding that unconditional love is something that we need to first cultivate within ourselves. It's not outside there, and that's why you met your twin. Whether you like that truth or you don't like that truth. And how do we start? Is that we start accepting who we are. And you have heard that over and over and over. And all my workshops, all of the things I do are built up on becoming a higher self. My retreats, my workshops. This is another day I was channeling. And I realized, because I keep my workshops, you all have an access to it. It's $5.99 a month, and you all have an access to it. And it's priceless. Just to say that comparison of normally getting into these kind of activations and getting into these kind of things, the average price per session is normally $50 to $100. And now you would ask me, like, why I don't put $50 to $100? Because I have that it's so amazing thing. I see these people who have been coming since June when we started to do this more strongly. I had this one beautiful soul. I will post here on YouTube, and you can see it on a post. We did the activation. Those who don't believe in energy, you can see the energy on these pictures. And she said also to me so beautifully, I first didn't understand what I'm doing there. But then my life started to change. Things started to shift. I became a magnet. And she booked herself a private session to do it. And she had one of the health concerns on that moment. And no medication, nothing could help. And a week later, the health condition started, what she needed to have. And she said, I just wanted to tell you that energy works wonders. And this is why I do what I do. I have no, like I say, this channel here is not for me to have fame or to know. I don't even know. I don't even have these words, to be honest. But why I repeat what I repeat? Because repetition is something that sometimes we need to hear over and over and over again to understand that there is the answer. Like God, the universe, always repeats to you through synchronicities, gives you the signs, connects with you. And your human mind sometimes wants to go like, no, that's not true, that's not real, I don't believe in that. But then it repeats you. One of the things, what I often say is, try to say that you are not on twin flame journey. If you are truly on twin flame journey, today, I have said that many times on my podcast, it works wonders. You say, I'm not on this twin flame journey. It's not real, never been real. I don't believe in that. And see what the universe will do. See what your body will do. So how do we cultivate then the unconditional love? And how do I attract my twin back to me? And this is something I'm gonna tell you this as soft as I can. Number one, you need to do energetic work. Whether you like it or not, whether your energetic work is meditation, quantum healing meditation, Kundalini activations, which you can come on the Patreon. $5.99 a month, and you have 2 sessions, live sessions. Or you go to Reiki sessions, or you go to breathwork, holotropic breathwork sessions, or you're going to Kundalini yoga classes, or you're doing yin yoga, or you're starting to read something that starts to align you. But I'm just going to tell you, and this is now, again, the proof, we cannot fix that with a mind. And I don't want to bring in but I just want to get your attention. When we are going through that very transformative time, we have that doubt, true, not true, it's real, it's not real, it's not happening, so on and so on. Because it's your mind. Your mind cannot believe beyond what it has experienced. And now what happens is when we are in groups or situations where we try to save that as logically. And if someone is there of saying, no, that's not real, you shouldn't believe that, this is not happening, and so on and so on. And you need to realize this is something very important. The outcome of your inner work will be shown to your real life. So those who are telling to me sometimes that, let's say my twin doesn't love me, and my question would be always back, but what's the reason? Why you don't love yourself? And then it's like, I love myself. I'm like, really? I'm not here to judge, because I have been going through all of that, all of these things. And now I look back and I'm realizing, wow. How much I was holding myself back. How much I didn't trust myself. How much I didn't love myself. I tried to constantly prove that I can do this, I can be this, then I am this, then I'm that. I was constantly like on a race with myself. And I didn't see the version who my twin saw of me. And so when we learn to love ourselves fully, and we become grateful for that, and this is all a process, we open the door that others are starting to see the love. I wanted to talk about it, and now I'm thinking, like, should I add this or here or not? Well, let me add it, because it's anyhow already more conversational. Another day I saw a video, and I'm trying to find that video and put it on social media, or maybe I can, if I find this video, I will put it here. I can't guarantee. And there was a person talking that they had a very, very nice person in their life. This person did everything for them, loved them, cared for them. They did everything. And this person said, but I didn't appreciate it. I didn't care. And until 2 years later, this girl decided to leave him, and he was left behind. And then he realized, wow, I don't know what to do anymore. And that just shows that sometimes it's not about you. And you need to learn that boundary as well. If someone doesn't love you at this moment, it's not because of you. And that's one of the lesson on Twin Flame Journey. If someone doesn't see your love, it's not because you are not love. Sometimes you have to obviously look into that. Because if it triggers you a lot, then it shows that there is something that is not love inside of you. But if you're able to set the boundary in a loving way, if you're able to set a way of seeing who you are, that person will love you too. Or they are not ready and they see that later. And that's one of the lessons. And twin flame connections are built on the foundation of unconditional love. Unconditional love. Meaning of, even if your twin today does not love you, which is very unlikely, you love them because you are you. And the union won't come into the harmony until both of you. So it's not only about you, it's also for them, that they start loving themselves unconditionally. And this love is not about ownership or dependency. It's about freedom, acceptance, and inner peace. And here again, I'm going to go back to the fact of why I'm talking about becoming a higher self. Because and I know that from my own experience, this is why I give you what I can give. Because when I became my higher self, in alignment, that feeling of bliss, that feeling of connection, that feeling of knowing I'm not crazy, changed everything. And that love energy is so powerful. And that's where you can start manifesting. That's where you can start, the magic starts to happen. I see this with a lot of the people who came on a retreat in Cyprus. I see the potential in all of them. And they might not even see that yet. But I know they will. Because now they've been activated subconsciously. And there is no way of stopping them anymore. And so my soul on this other day of channeling literally said to me when I realized that, wow, people have such an opportunity to join and shift and change their life. And because it changed and shifted for me everything. But we find excuses. We spend a lot of time on conversations that I don't want to say that they will bring us down, but be careful what you're listening. Be careful who you listen. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because the outcome will come from there. So let's now go into this, why it's so hard to attract this love now back. Why is it so hard to, if I'm going to be loved, I should have it. If I love a person, the person should love me. But again, unconditional love is very, very challenging. I would say 90% of the humanity does not know what is unconditional love. They have never experienced that. They might have experienced through their parents, might not. And that's where the inner child work comes in. We do have in a springtime a inner dance, inner child, where you go back to your womb pretty much and onto that, where we tap into that subconscious workshop coming up. And these are I'm just going to say they are not available on internet or any of these places. So if you are listening to me, take an advantage of these things. Change your life today. Start attracting today. Don't wait for, don't wait for a next tarot reading YouTube video to tell you something. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you shift energetically, you will see how, let's say, animals start acting around you. These are the signs when you have shifted energetically. Animals will act differently around you. They come to you, they feel connected. Children will run to you. They want to feel the connection. You have people coming to you and giving you something. You go to the places and everybody looks at you, even though you look exactly the same like you looked 2 days ago. But all of a sudden, energetically, you're changed. It's like all my friends are always telling to me that, why they are always staring at you. I always bring it as an example. I say, well, I'm very tall, so I stand out. But it's energy. And I recommend that. And here is and when we need to attract unconditional love, it really requires us to share all of the fear, all of the trauma that we have inside of us. And sometimes we don't know it's even there. I had no idea prior to come to Twin Flame Journey that I don't love myself. And here is another mistake we often make. And that's very normal and very human. So don't ever feel like you're doing something wrong. We start projecting on them. So we start feeling why they run, why they don't come back to me, what is happening to them. And the more we are wasting an energy of thinking of them, the less we are going to shift energetically. And whether we like it or not, in our subconscious, we are the ones who's going to create our reality. And your twin flame comes to teach you something. And for me, for example, one of the common wound was vulnerability. I was afraid to be vulnerable. And if you are listening this right now and wondering when was the last time you were okay of speaking your truth, being vulnerable, showing your fears, talking about it and letting it out. When was the last time? I was a master of masking these fears. They didn't want anybody to see that I have fears or I am afraid. And obviously, every kind of past trauma from your previous relationship, a childhood, and or low self-worth. If we don't feel worthy of love, we completely block it. And here I can also bring in a childhood way that if you didn't have a parent, one of the parents around, or there was a divorce, or a lot of these kind of things, they affected you one way or another. And now you have a time to heal and transform them. And twin flames, they reflect back all of your fears. Whether you like to hear that or you don't like to hear that, they reflect back all of your fears. Carl Jung also talked about that a lot, that his theory was that if something is triggering you, inside of you, then it's a reflection that something is inside of you that needs to be into balance. And that's why I know how it works very well. I know how it works in certain ways of saying to that, your divine masculine is feeling this way and your divine masculine is coming from there and your divine, and we get very consumed up of what's happening to them, myself included. All I wanted to know what was happening to them. But let me not tell you what is happening to them, what is happening inside of you. Exactly what is happening to them. Listen what's happening inside of you. Everything that is happening inside of you happens with them. You need to listen to it, even though they don't show you. Did I show to my twin flame that I love him? No, not at all. I acted completely opposite. Why? Because I was afraid. Afraid of change, afraid of showing who I am, afraid of getting lost somewhere where I had no control. And yeah. So, and why many of you have done channelings with me, and I always say that channeling is not only that we receive information. We tap into your subconscious through the energetic field. And there's a quantum field now where we tap into. Of course, we don't do it for a very long time. It's 15-20 minutes maximum. But we tap into there to have a little operation. But energy activations, of course, these are the ones where you create your reality and you release. So now let's get to the point of how do you attract unconditional love. And this is, I've said millions and 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 millions of times. And I'm going to repeat over and over and over again. The key of attracting love, especially this unconditional love, is aligning within yourself to become your higher self. And I'm going to say the same channeled message I had another day. Those of you who have done the work, those of you who have attended the workshops, and workshops within the fact of I'm not coming there because this has to happen. You're coming there because you are connected. You connect with the or the retreats and everything. And you will see within a time how they are glowing and how they are, whether in a union or they have heard from their twin or they are in alignment, and they're in alignment with their own life. And then we would think of back that, oh, but why did I quit? Why did I quit the meditation? Why I didn't continue? Why did I lose the trust? But it's never too late. But I'm just going to say that maybe that message is like a light bulb for you that, no, I have to keep going. I am so close. I said on my episode of what's going to happen in 2025 that a lot of twin flames will come to a union. I think, and if you are listening to this and you have heard from your twin or you had a conversation or something, please take a moment to put their comments down there. I've received every other day messages where someone says to me, I'm in touch with my twin flame came back, my twin flame wants to talk to me and this and that. I don't publish them as much because I want you to focus on you. Because I don't want to give a false impression that now when you are starting to work with me, work in the energy, that I will bring your twin flame back. No. You bring your twin flame back through the unconditional love. But I am the one who's showing you the way there. Through all of these practices, what I have experienced on me and the higher self, you'll not have an harmonious twin flame relationship or any other love relationship when you are not in alignment within yourself, when you are not your higher self, whether you like it or you don't like it. But becoming a higher self is that we need to go through that. So a couple of things. You have to look back on yourself. Inner child work, releasing limiting beliefs. And this is one of the things. Why do we have such a doubt on twin flame journey? Why do we doubt? Have you ever wondered, like, I feel I'm on twin flame journey, but I doubt so much. Why do I doubt? Do you know why? Because of this is the element of for you to limit or like releasing the limiting beliefs, releasing things that your mind tries to limit you about that is not real. Your mind tries to tell you, no, your twin doesn't love you. No, they run away, they are not real. And you believe that, or your soulmate cannot come to your life, or you don't deserve that kind of love, or you need to work harder to receive this love, or how can someone even love you like that? Yeah. It's to release the limiting belief. So the doubt is actually one of the biggest signs of being on twin flame journey, because it's teaching you to let go of the limiting beliefs. And I see this very often when people don't have desired outcomes of their twin flame journey because they believe. So now it's the belief that things have to go this way. My twin has to return when I am going to see my twin. So for example, you are going to set up the meeting, you know where you can meet them, and then your twin refuses you, and then you have this ping pong where you go, oh, it's all a scam, this is not real, I don't believe in it. And here you go, you're back in your limiting belief. Same thing with, I'm just going to bring it in with your business or with your wealth or with your friendships. Let's say you start the business and you're going to have obstacles. They are not going to go the way you were thinking it's going to go. Even though you do everything by the book. And then you would go into your mind, why many businesses fail? Because of the limiting belief that it cannot happen, because you're going to have an obstacle. And you go like, no, I cannot have this, finish. Same with, let's say you apply for the jobs. You don't have a job right now, or the God took away your job during the Kundalini activations, when you were activated, because it's going to squeeze you. And you are going to believe, you see, it's not working towards me. But actually the limiting belief is showing everything is possible. Trust. Now it's time to let go of your limiting beliefs. And of course, any kind of shadow work. Start to look, who is your shadow? What is it telling you? What it believes? And any part of you that you have been rejected so far. Anything. Whether it's I deserve this love, whether it's I'm beautiful, whether it's this and that, anything you need to look. Because this inner work aligns with you, with the love you seek. Everything is a reflection of who we are. Everything. And just to say that so you need to now raise your vibration. Why do I do the energy work? Why do I work? Why do I study? Why do I read so much about it? Number one, when you met your twin flame, your Kundalini was activated at the purest, beautiful, and you are very, very, very blessed. But Kundalini is brutal. It's brutal and beautiful in oneness. Two snakes. Brutal and beautiful. I give you the best life, but I also destroy everything that no longer deserves you. And as unconditional love operates on the highest frequency, it's on the highest frequency. And in order to attract this, you need to match that frequency. Everything is frequency. Another day again, I was channeling and sitting, and there was a message that would come to me, and I said, tell me, what is my limiting belief around certain topic I had around certain topic that I can't go over that? Wow, how Kundalini started working with me. It put me in bed. It started to squeeze my body, every single cell, and I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't even know that. Yeah. So then how do I raise your vibration? Self-love. You have to become your own best friend. You have to sit down with yourself and see who you really are, because you are love. You're love and light. Your twin saw this in you. Can you imagine? Your twin saw the love and light in you, and now it's your time to see this inside of you and to fully, fully accept it. Then, of course, the meditation. Start with a small meditation. Start connecting with a small, step by step. Then the next thing is, I would highly recommend is going on a retreats where you are away from your current situation. Because everything around us is, again, gives us an overview. One of the things where I never regret spending money has been so far the retreats I've been to. These vibrations, how I come back from there and how blessed I have been, wow. And that's why I also do them. Because I want to give it to you the chance to have them. But same thing, Kundalini activations, Reiki, breath work. But of course, Kundalini is so powerful. And now I see more and more. I will talk about it. I will put a separate, I think, episodes, because I want to go more into the understanding. Because the understanding, I had another day, a woman comes to me. I went on a sauna event, and she said to me, oh, what do you do in your life? And I was just like, well, I just be. But as she had nice some things for the retreat, I said, I'm going to Costa Rica, so I need some gifts for others. So would you mind giving it to me? And then she said, oh, what do you do? And I said, well, I work with Kundalini. And she looked at me and she says, and obviously I said to her before, what is my main business? But then I said, the retreat will be about Kundalini and union and alignment. And she says, oh, but how does the Kundalini work? What's going to happen to me? How do people come to there? And I said, slow down, my dear, slow down. If you're not ready, nothing's going to happen. But if you're ready, a lot is going to happen. And I don't tell to people to come to any of, in that sense of, come now, it's going to be the magic. I believe if you're ready, you're ready. If not, let me repeat until it clicks in your subconscious that you are ready to become your higher self. And the next thing is how to embrace your unconditional love and attract that unconditional love. You have to let go of the negative energy. If you are in an environment where people talk negatively about someone or something, or they blame others, or they judge others, or they say, you see, this person didn't do this to me, or this didn't happen, and my twin is like that. A lot of negativity. Ay. I always say I'm very careful of my words, and I'm very careful of I can see very quickly. This is why, like, when somebody gossips or when somebody says something, I leave very quickly. And it's not because of I just don't want this energy. I don't see the point of that. It doesn't bring us anywhere. But if you start focusing on gratitude, like number one thing, be thankful for your twin. This Valentine's Day, the meditation, if we get 555 likes on this YouTube video, I put it up here for free. Focus on the gratitude that you had a chance to meet and feel this unconditional love. Feel it. Connect with that. And I want to say here something. I am so blessed. These emails you are sending to me, or you're putting on Patreon, or you're putting on Instagram, time to time you write to me. I'm just sometimes speechless how beautiful people you are. How amazing you are. There's things you can tell me about me like this that I don't even see that sometimes. But I'm so, so thankful. It takes a lot to say something beautiful to someone. And I just want to say a huge thank you, because when I hear that some of you have changed their life and they are in alignment, thank God. Because I always said about my calls, my activations, maybe sometimes you need just one and you're ready to be aligned. Maybe that was just a little tweak, and here you go. And the next thing is what we are talking so much about on this twin flame journey. Is the key part of attracting love is to let go of the control. And again, the control, you will not let go of the mind. You need to surrender into the universe and allow everything to happen and become alive. And this is another big thing. And take this with you today. Really, from this episode, take this with you. Don't stop your life of waiting someone. Start becoming your higher self. Do anything you can to align to the real version, the purpose of you. If you're sitting there every day waiting when they're gonna choose you while you are not choosing yourself, you will waste time. Choose yourself. And why is that it's so important? Because when we heal and we rise our vibration, you align with the frequency of love. You will literally align with the frequency of love. And on a retreat, when those who are coming, and like I said, one person we can have more, you will feel what is the frequency of love. And that's divine. That's divine. And when you are in the frequency, you're gonna go into that. I can say so many more things, but today's episode is already going, and I feel it needs like a second version. But I'm just gonna say that on Twin Flame Journey or attracting love, it's also important that you start from you. It's number one thing. You start from you. You don't start from them. You start from you. You connect with your higher self. You connect with the energy. You start cultivating this energy. Setting boundaries that honor your needs. You are not like, how can I have this? I will post this picture. I will do this. I will show how successful I am. I show this, I do this. No, no, no. Learning to love who you really are, and even your imperfections, even the way you are. I remember when my twin told me that he could listen to me for hours, and I said to him, oh my God, no. I have an accent, and I make mistakes, and so on. But that's who I am. I can't erase my accent. I could, but maybe that's what it is. Now let it be as it is. Who connects, connects. Who doesn't, doesn't. I am here with the most beautiful people at this moment. I'm so blessed. Each one of you. You know how much sometimes when I journal and I write down, and I think my journal is like filled. How much, and that's a bit egoistic to be honest when I say that, but how much I feel like when you glow and you grow, and I see that where you came from, and now you are shining, and you are living a life, and all you needed was just few words, maybe my podcast, maybe some meditations, maybe some activations, maybe something, maybe a retreat, but you're glowing. And that's beautiful. And that's what I want all of you to experience. And that's why how to attract the love is to change your vibration. And focusing on your own growth, like I said, patience. Patience is so important. Stay open also to receive love in any kind of different forms. And focus on this present moment. Read The Power of Now or read The Alchemist. Come to this present moment. And of course, another thing is seek balance in alignment and balancing your masculine and feminine energies. And this is so important because we need to know how to give, how to receive, that we allow the harmony to happen. Masculine energy helps us to take an action, and feminine energy teaches us how to receive and trust. I have a workshop coming now up on 16th where we do the feminine alignment, feminine energy. We'll see what's happening there. The previous episode is out on Patreon, which you can do by yourself. You can get to know what are the blocks inside of you. And this is another thing, awareness. When we know what blocks we have and we start working on them, your results are much faster. And just here I am. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Actually, it would have been 3 simple sentences somehow. Work on your vibration, become your higher self, and trust and surrender into the universe, how the universe wants you to have this human life. Stop controlling. Anyways, I'm just going to go through quick things. Those who feel like they are ready to step into their union, into the alignment, all of that. As I will be away in Costa Rica, you have 1 week right now, time to book your session, to get into that flow, to open the heart, to open your energies, to connect, because we have Shivaratri coming up this month where divine feminine and divine masculine energies are uniting. Do yourself a gift, whether it's an energy activation, whether you need to have some messages through channeling, whether you just need to understand what is happening to you on this journey right now and release the blockages. Even just by talking, you release the blockages. Because so many of us are holding this very strongly inside of us that it's going to affect in certain ways. Next thing is I wanted to tell you, like I said, a workshop on 16th of February where we align with the feminine energy. We did the masculine energy workshop 2 weeks ago, and now we do the feminine energy workshop to prepare you for the alignment during the February of Shivaratri. During the Shivaratri, you'll find another workshop on Patreon. Unfortunately, it will not be a live session as I will be doing the live session in Costa Rica. Again, I'm going to mention the Costa Rica place is available due to the person who cannot join, unfortunately. And even though we are already 13 of us over there, I believe, we can be one more, and I give that option. And if not, that's okay too. But just, I want to make sure that if your soul is calling you, we'll meet you there. So yeah, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. You have all of the information out there. Connect. Open yourself for love. It is a year of shedding skin from the snake. We see already a lot is happening. So don't hold yourself back of becoming your higher self. Don't be the one who's going to think at one point, oh my God, I see where they are, and I could have been there if I would have just listened to my soul. Anyhow, thank you for being here, and so don't forget to like, subscribe, all of these kind of things, as it helps to deliver the message for those who need that at the most. Take care of yourself, and lots of love and light.
I won't get close to your heartache. If you won't open your door, I'm feeling kinda lost when your mind is hiding whatever that is choking your chest. I can see it in your eyes that you're shaking, 'cause you're holding it back. Maybe you'll make up your mind, now I'm here by your side. So let it all out of me. Let it all out of me. Oh, I will hold you in the dark, make you forget about what's wrong. Let it all out of me. Let it all out of me. You won't get closer to me if you won't open your door. If that's what you want, then baby, try to believe me when I say that you can tell me anything. I can see it in